You know who it is, man. It's your boy Wall Street Shooter, and I'm checking in for the gang. Hey, got another trade recap. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I just got really back into trading this week. I took 2 weeks off just to kind of reset, reprogram, get grounded. I didn't want to overtrade or anything like that. So I kind of took a little time off, hang out with the fam. I had some sick kids or whatever the case may be. So I just wanted to kind of sit down, look over my winners, look over my losers, see what I could have done better. It's very important that sometimes you step away from the charts. Sometimes you step away from the market because you can get consumed. And so I didn't want to get consumed, into the stock market and just, you got to remind yourself that you have a life outside of the stock market, charts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this week was like my first week really back, and I didn't trade every day. I picked my days. I picked the stocks I wanted to trade. And speaking of, I actually was able to simplify my trading list, right? So if you're in my Discord or if you are on any of my socials, I share my watch list of stocks that I like to trade options on daily or whenever I decide that I want to trade options on. And usually I keep around anywhere between like 6 to 4 stocks. Well, slowly but surely I've been wanting to decrease that number just so I can focus and hone in on particular companies' price action. Now, the reason behind is that I'm very busy, right? And I don't want to, again, overconsume myself with too much price action at too many companies, right? I've grown fond of trading on SPY, nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Qs, and I might throw a little something that may be ready to pop in any direction, right? I'll throw in a little winger or whatever the case may be, like a Bed Bath and Beyond, knowing that it's overvalued, and try to get in there and get a couple of quick put options on it or whatever the case may be. So I kind of, during that 2 weeks time, I kind of sat back and I was looking at my winners and my losers and trying to figure out to see where I'm more comfortable at, right? As far as the stocks that I trade, which ones I have a better understanding. And I know the stocks that I'm comfortable trading, that I can prepare the night of and jump in there, maybe even miss pre-market data and get in there and still have an idea of what that stock's going to do. But ultimately, I just wanted to simplify my list. And I think I've done it, guys. I think I've done it. I think I figured it out. I'll make a video about it and just kind of show you guys my watch list of the stocks. And I've narrowed it down to actually 3. And it was hard because I enjoy trading a lot of these, the other 3 stocks as well. And it's not that I don't understand their price action. It's just that I want to focus in, especially I have a lot of other stuff going on outside of just day trading, which is with family and everything, and different business ventures that I'm doing and applications that I'm developing and working on. It's just different business ventures. So I really wanted to kind of like bring it down so I can just focus. I'll give you a hint. One of them you guys are already familiar with that I trade a lot is SPY. SPY is definitely Bay. That's my trading Bay. She's not going anywhere. I enjoy trading SPY. And I guess I'll give you the other one is TQQQs. Instead of trading the NASDAQ, I decided that I want to trade in the NASDAQ for the little sister, or actually big sister, because she's triple leverage NASDAQ. And it's the same price action. The one thing I do like about the TQQQs is that it has weekly expo dates instead of the daily expo dates. I wasn't really trading the 0 DTEs. I found myself rolling a lot of plays over if I was swinging anyways. I like the fact that I don't feel like I'm being rushed into it. Now, NASDAQ seems a little more liquid than the TQQQs, but I haven't had any trouble getting in and out of place. Matter of fact, this trade recap is actually based on the TQQQs that I'm going to be doing, and we were able to hit over 70%. So yeah, I'm gonna share that watch list in another video, explain the reasons why I chose these particular stocks, and just how I like to trade those, what type of strategies, etc. So just give you a quick break, just give you a good breakdown of those 3 stocks and what type of strategies I like to use for those. But let's get into this trade recap, because this was all about, man. I think I talked to you long enough with this long intro. Let's get into it. So we're looking at the TQQQ, big sis, triple leverage, NASDAQ, TQQQ. Earlier this week, we hit for 200%. I kind of want to walk through and talk to you guys how I got there, and then I'll talk about the swing trade. Actually, I took a scalp and turned runners into a swing. So real quick, let's go back. This is the 30-minute chart. We're on a 30-minute banger right now, and based off of this, like we had Fed Powell came out 0.75 bias. We all know that the market sold off at Bell at 5:30 right here on this strong candle right here, big candle energy. I jumped in head first, no ifs, ands, or buts. Knew the market was going to be selling off. Jumped in on a quick day trade for TQQQs. Ended up doing a 200% rally on that. I actually got into a little late. I got it on this pullback right here and just rolled it all the way down for 200%. So we already know that happened. If you saw the trade request, you already know. You're already in the play, right? So the next day was a consolidating day, and I kind of talked to the Discord and even put it on Twitter like, hey, you know, it might be a choppy day because we just had so much selling pressure the day before because of the Fed and the announcement of the bias 0.75 bias points. And we know we had more reports coming out. We had PPI data coming out and everything. And as you can see, we sure enough consolidated throughout that day. I was still bearish, like no ifs, ands, or buts. I was still bearish. I didn't have any runners. I actually got into a couple of puts, and I didn't front load like I normally do because I knew it was consolidating. But I waited pretty much at 12:30, the last candlestick, right? And I wanted to see where we were going to end up at. And I ended up catching in and got in about 5 to 6 contracts. And I got in at about $26 per contract. I want to say they were roughly about $100 and something each. So I put in about $500. And I came in light because I just wanted to kind of test it out. I was okay if we gapped up. I was okay getting out of the trade if we was above 20%, which is my stop loss. I could have got out of there, lost a couple of bucks here and there. But I was super bearish, wasn't really tripping on it. And I was like, you know, I'm going to come in light right now. And then when the bell, kind of see what the pre-market looks like. So pre-market stayed consolidating. We did not break above 26.70, as you can see right here. And we did not drop below about 25.90. So I was pretty content that we were probably going to get some more selling pressure off. As you can see, off the 30-minute, what patterns do you see? You had this long flagpole. We had this slight pullback. If I was to break this down into the 1 hour, this would show you what did you see here, guys? You got the flagpole. You got this consolidation. You got this rising wedge, also known as you guessed it, bear flag, right? So we had this bear flag. And so I ended up buying right in this consolidation, which I don't recommend, but the market sentiment itself was just telling me we just gonna continue to sell off. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was way too much volume off that day. Matter of fact, let's look at the volume on the day of this massive sell-off right here, and then we'll get right back into it. Let's roll in here. Look at the volume here, way above the average volume, right? It's not as much as back on the 992. This is a lot. So I was like, okay, we still got some room. We broke through this bear flag here on the daily. This is our confirmation candle. If anything, we're going to pull back towards the 9, which was a slight pullback, and then we might get some continuation. So I was very confident in just kind of like jumping into that consolidated wedge on the put side. Basically, was what I'm telling you guys. All right. So we have this bear flag. We consolidated in pre-market. We broke this confirmation here. So we at 6:30. You see that we broke. We created this supply at 7. Right? How did you get the supply here? What is supply? Right? So you got supply and demand. Supply is when aggressive sell-off is happening. And we had aggressive sell-off at 7 o'clock and 7:30. Right? So I knew that institutional money was starting to sell off. I also looked at the order option flow. Saw that there was a lot of prints coming in, and just read bearish all day. So right here on this 7 o'clock, I loaded up with 5 more contracts, roughly over about $130 something per contract. So pretty much I'm into this play a little over $1,100, almost $1,200. And I just let this thing roll out. What happened is that, and I'm gonna break this down into a 5. Let's break this down into the 5. Because I actually scalped a little bit of this. Let's zoom back out, zoom back in here, right? So this pullback, I jumped in and I just rolled it all the way down here, right? So we end up getting about 50%. And this is the one that I put on Twitter. I put this play on Twitter. No, excuse me, I did not put this particular scalp on Twitter. So I scalped this for about 50. Now we pulled back to supply, tested the supply multiple times. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits off supply and could not break into supply. So supply was pretty much valid. We knew that there were sellers there waiting to sell out the price, and they did not allow the TQQQ's value to be overvalued, right? They kept that price down. That's basically what happened. They retested supply. The bears were like, nah, not happening, captain, and kept the price down. Now, this is what I put out on Twitter, and I'll put this on Discord as well, too. I was watching this in particular because we already scalped this here. So when I saw this multiple hits here into the supply, I actually added up more on my, I took profits here, right? I sold about half of my contracts. I loaded back up on another 5-piece and put in about another $500 to $600. So I'm back up at about an $1,100 play, right? So I put this out and I said, hey, if we do not break into the supply, we could continue to push. And I actually showed everyone on the 4-hour chart. So let's go into the 4-hour. Doop, right? So I was talking screenshots, 4-hour chart here. If I can grab those screenshots, I'll put it on this video, talking about how we can't break into it. So if I break it down back to the 1 hour, and you can see retesting the supply, did not, we failed. I jumped back in, like I said, and I just kind of rode the wave all the way back down. Let's get back here, right? This is the 30-minute chart. Bounced right off it beautifully. The perfect way to get into this play was definitely this pivot. You could have got on this pivot right here, this pivot low. I actually jumped in because I was very confident. I showed you on a 5-minute chart. How many times did we test? How many times did we test that supply zone? 7 times. So I jumped in a little bit early off the 5. I had intentions to pretty much scalp this play, but when I saw it pull back and continue with just the amount of volume and just overall market, SPY was selling off. The Dow Jones was selling off. I think the Dow got down to about 1,100 points or 1,200 points or something like that, and it was just a massive sell-off. By the time we got to here at 2464, we were already up about 55%, maybe a little bit more than that, about 55%. I cut some runners, took profits, and then I swung the rest of the the runner, excuse me, and that was 5 contracts. So we hit it twice, double put scalps or day trades, however you want to call them. Took profits here, reloaded here, took profits here as well too. Now those runners we swung over 5 runners. We ended up getting the 72 bag off of it, and it was just simple, just getting out. The market sold off about 2367. As soon as this hit about 2367, which I already had the low of the week, was about 2380 something. Once we hit below low of the week, I just cashed out. I didn't want to play around with it. It was quad witching day. If you know anything about quad witching, you already know how it is, how hard it is to get out of how to get out of contracts. Everything's closing on the same day. I didn't want to take my chances, and as you can see, we just really much chopped. So I ended up taking about 72%, posted on the Discord, and those was off those 5 swings. So that was 3 trades, 2 trades yesterday off TTQ, which were 2 long day trades for over 50% off of those, and then a 72 banger from the swing off of TQQQs. And just taking advantage of the market, man. And we know which direction the market is headed. We're not trading against it. Now, speaking of the direction of market, I actually got into some calls today. Believe it or not, and I played this off the low. So I was watching this low, noticed that we were pretty much consolidated off the VWAP and above the 9 and the 21. Once we got this pump candle right here, I was very interested to see what was going on. I marked this green line, HOD, high of day. So I was watching that to see if we'll break above 2452. So I actually jumped on this play on this pullback here. I actually bought a couple of contracts during this candle, bought 3 more contracts on this pullback, and I kind of watched and see if we can hold above high day or create a new high day, which we did. It got up about 15-20%. We pulled back. I added 2 more contracts, and at that moment, I decided that I was going to swing this over to next week. We closed at about 2472, and I figured like basically what the reason why I kept these and didn't take profit is that I know some relief is coming. I know the from just all this selling pressure right here. And if we look at it on the 4 hour chart, I knew it was from all this selling pressure. I knew some relief was coming. Maybe we break up into this 25.43 and test this, or even test this previous supply. Let me stretch this out. This supply that pretty much started this particular rally here. We get back up in here, and I'm not saying it's going to hit directly on this supply, but if we can break above this 25.42, which is a nice resistance that will support, as you can see here, right? Support. Let's zoom out a little bit more so you can see it. Right, nice support levels right here. Tested a few many times here, bounced off. We held it here and then lost it. Now, if we can get above it and test it, I'll probably take profits anywhere between 25.41. If we end up getting a lot of volume and we pump and rip through and test the supply, right? We have this meet of the supply here. Move this over, pull you down just a little bit. All right, we have the supply area right here. We get up in here and test this. I'm cool with that. That would be another PT2 or PT3, but definitely this 25.41 with the amount of contracts that I have would definitely be PT1 if we can get in there by then. I'm up right now currently. If we start consolidating, I want to see what's going to happen at the open. If we retrace and touch back over the high of there at 24.52, then I'll just take what I can from it and just reassess. So, yo, those are my trades on TQQQ from yesterday. And also from today, just a successful week. I also traded Tesla this week. Made a good profit on Tesla. I took a L on Tesla put. Tesla ran wild the other day, and I got clapped out for about 30%. I held it a little bit longer than I usually do because Tesla is very volatile. So my stop loss changed a little bit, but it hit about 30%. I just got up out the play. I'll make another video and show you what happened with that one because Tesla pump faked the hell out of me, man. Played me like a fiddle. But yeah, this is TQQQ. I added it to my watch list right along with SPY. So I'm trading SPY, TQQQ, and then Tesla, which I said I was going to make a video on the ones that I'm doing. But it is what it is. We already kind of talked about it, and I'm probably going to keep NVIDIA right there as another volatile. Because Tesla's volatile, NVIDIA's top volatile as well. So they're 1A, 2B, or 1A, what is it saying? 1A, 2A, or A1, 2. I don't know. Correct me in the comments, man. I can't think right now. Anyways, man, those are the trades that I took. Very happy for this week just to get back in there and knock some rust off. I've been dealing with, I've been looking more and more, just looking at supply and demand and just incorporating that into my strategy and keeping my chart volume down in a sense of not having so many support and resistance lines and just basically using supply and demand zones to get in and out of trades. And it's been very easy on my eyes. That was one main reason. Another reason why I decided to take a 2 week because I wanted to work on that trading strategy and kind of work with that with paper trading. Yes, I paper trade. So I didn't do it a lot because again, I didn't want to spend too much time on charts, but I just implementing new things and getting rid of some things that, not saying that they didn't work, but I just want to simplify my trading, especially with all these other, ventures and endeavors that I have going on. So this is just make it a little bit easy. And hopefully by the end of the year, I just get down to maybe just 2 or even 1, maybe come down to SPY and TTQ. I don't know. I love the NASDAQ. I love the tech sector. Maybe I might just dump Tesla and just focus on SPY and TQQ and just call it a day. We'll see, man. At the end of the day, it's all about making money. It's not about how many cool stocks you can trade. It's ultimately about making money. If I can get down to 1 stock, I'm cool with that. And it is what it is. If you don't like that you're watching my channel, sorry. I'm just here to make money, show you how to make money, give you and educate you on price action volume and other strategies where you can make money, where you can go out and choose your own stocks. But if I can make money off of 1, maybe 2, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not here to impress anybody. We trying to get these bags, you dig? Anyway, man, it's your boy Wall Street Shooter, man. If I earned your like, please do so right now. This is the moment where you go ahead and bless me with the Lizike. If you think your homies, your girlfriend, your wife, your baby mom, your auntie, your grandmother, your Uncle Pete, your Uncle Tyrone, or Uncle Ted, or anybody else think they might get any information of value from here, please share the content. I truly would appreciate it. And also, if you want to drop me a comment, hey, correct me on anything, or hey, just give me some love, or whatever the case may be, not required, but if you want to, please do so. I write back. No matter how big this channel may get, I always will write back with no bots. It's going to be me. It's your boy. And if you want to stay hip to the content, click the notification bell and join the gang. And speaking of the gang, if you want in the BNP Capital group on the Discord, the links are in the bio. If you want to stay in tap with the social media, the links are in the bio. And guess what, guys? I got a book coming out. Yeah, I got a book for our chilling. I'm going to talk more about it. I ain't going to give you too much right now. It's in review to be published. And as these videos start rolling out, I'll talk more about it. But just know there's a children's book coming out on the stock market, and your boy is the author of it. And then we'll talk more about it. You dig? So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, if you got questions or anything like that, tap in. Remember, I'm on IG. I'm on TikTok. I do YouTube Shorts. If you want quick, instant comments or content, I'm usually on one of those three. Also on Twitter as well, too. Anyway, I think I gave y'all enough. I'm sorry for the overtalk. It's your boy, Wall Street Shooter. And this is not financial advice. Peace, y'all.